Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Rahu Ketu in Gemini and Sagittarius. Uh, what are the main features of this transit and how is it going to affect you? Rahu moves into Gemini with Ketu in Sagittarius on 6th of March and remains till 20th of September 2020. Everybody, this is Komilla Sutton, and I am talking to you just now from Chandigarh. I'm at my home in Chandigarh, finished the Nakshatra temple trip. I will be posting some stuff about it, but the internet was not good enough for me to do it while I was in travel. And plus, as I was organizing everything, it was not possible. But I will be doing some stuff on it and I'll keep you posted. But now I'm in Chandigarh for a few weeks and then I'll go back to California. So, just to remind you that we are talking about Rahu Ketu, and Rahu Ketu are transiting into Gemini and Sagittarius on 6th of March. All my timings are for California because that is where I am based, and I am studying the position of the mean node. If you remember, there are two types of calculations for Rahu Ketu, mean and true node, and I have always used the mean node. So these are the calculations for mean node, and any of the conjunctions and all, I'll be giving those dates. Those who are interested in doing more study, you can look it up yourself about the true node details as well. So this Rahu Ketu is going to be divided into two parts. The first part is a general outlook for Rahu Ketu, and the second part is how it affects you. So all signs, I will do that. A lot of people have been asking for that. So I will do that. Now, by nature, this transit is about 18 months long. So I will give an overview for it. And then regularly, as I keep posting, you'll see here specifics and more concentration on issues because you want to know what is the effect. Now, firstly, the Rahu in Gemini, Ketu in Sagittarius. Generally, this is a good transit because they are Rahu likes being in Gemini, Ketu likes being in Sagittarius. But this year and next year, there are some other factors that we have to take into account, and mostly. Ketu is very prominent, and Ketu will be all of 2019 with Saturn, with the tight conjunction to Saturn. You can listen to my Ketu Saturn I've done somewhere else. So that is the big thing. Then as soon as Ketu moves away from Saturn, early 2020, it is going to conjoin Jupiter. And then over this transit, when we watch Rahu Ketu, we want to know the major conjunctions. Obviously, Rahu and Ketu both will conjoin with the Sun, with the Moon, with Venus, Mercury, all those once a month, once a year, and Moon once a month. But we want to know, is there any major conjunction taking place? So the moment Ketu goes into Sagittarius, Saturn is already there. And Ketu will move towards Saturn, and then towards the end of April, Saturn will turn retrograde, and then Ketu Saturn are hand in glove for the rest of the year, almost till October. There's hardly any air between them. So Ketu becomes very dominant, and therefore, if you are Sagittarius, then this transit is pretty tough for you, because Sagittarius is where Saturn is, where Ketu is. And Rahu remains on its own, except for a short time in around May, June, when Mars comes with with Rahu, sorry. And then there is this huge drama on 14th of June, where Mars is conjunct Rahu, Ketu is in Sagittarius with Saturn, and there's a very intense energy around that time. So all of us have to be careful of that particular transit. It is going to affect all of us. It will affect countries. It will create some big change in the way we view countries and our own countries. It's difficult for me to do each country, but just be aware that this is not an easy day. And all of you should take some precaution and not go into big crowds and be careful about it. These transits happen all the time. And major transits also happen. At least every year I have noticed since I've been following Jyotish and looking at the transit, there's some dramatic transit. The difference is that we have to take care. But even then, some issues do come up and we have to be conscious of it. And this transit is affecting Gemini and Sagittarius. So both those signs on 14th of June will be affected by it. But after that, when Rahu goes away from Mars goes away from Rahu, then Rahu has almost like a free energy. So Gemini is not facing that direct Rahu energy, but obviously opposite it on its tail is Ketu and Saturn. And these are not easy transits to deal with. And Rahu Ketu will continue in that energy. Now, Rahu will be starts with being in Punarvasu Nakshatra, and Ketu is in Uttara Ashada Nakshatra. So Ketu changes to Purva Ashada on 8th of May, and Rahu continues in Punarvasu. I'll just give you the date for Rahu in a minute. So this Purva Ashada Punarvasu is where the conjunction is going to take place. Mars and Rahu in Punarvasu, another home, another some volatile energy. And you see, and Ketu is in Purva Ashada. So this combination on 14th of June is very important to be conscious of. And Ketu is all year in Purva Ashada Nakshatra. So all 2019 and 2020, it will go into Mula Nakshatra. So keeping in mind with this major transit, then we have eclipses taking place in July. And eclipses in July, 2nd is the solar eclipse and 16th, 17th is the lunar eclipse. Listen to my eclipses of 2019. I have given that in detail there. So I don't want to repeat. But the main thing about Rahu Ketu is that wherever they are, that is where the eclipses are. That means that area is getting some change, transformation. Change and transformation doesn't have to be always negative, but definitely it can cause some difficulty, some trauma that we have to be aware of. But sometimes it's just a positive change. You change your job, you do something unexpected. But at the same time, the ancients were always worried about the eclipses. And I feel that June and July, because there's all the disruption of June and then 2 eclipses, and especially the lunar eclipse of 16th, 17th, it is right at the time where sun changes course. It goes into Dakshin Ayana. So that is an important time for the eclipse that we have to be conscious of. So Rahu moves into Ardhara on 12th of September 2019. And although Rahu is happy in Gemini, one has to be careful about Ardhara, because Ardhara wants to shake up everything, and Ardhara can be self-destructive. So all of you have to think, am I doing this just because I can? Am I being self-destructive? Am I shaking situations up without having the full knowledge of it? So in Ardhara, we always have to tread carefully. So Rahu will be in Ardhara from 12th of September 2019 to 20th May 2020. So there are going to be eclipses in Ardhara as well. So with Ardhara, we are always careful about it. Ardhara is also too intelligent, too much thinking. So you're super analyzing everything and wanting to have all the answers and know what you're doing, where you're going. So a little bit conscious of that. And then as far as the other aspects of the nakshatras are concerned, Ketu leaving Purva Ashada is very important, because then it splits from Saturn. And Ketu leaves Purva Ashada on 15th January 2020, and it will go into Mula. And Mula transit is also a bit complicated for Ketu, because the end of this transit, it is Gandanta. But Mula is getting into the root of everything. The important thing to remember about Rahu Ketu is as they go into a new sign, they think they know everything. They encourage you to think that way. Oh, I can deal with everything. I'm the smartest person. But actually, they only understand the message of the sign when they reach towards the end of it. So this 18-month transit of Rahu Ketu is very important for you to be conscious that you don't know everything. Say to yourself, I don't know everything. Maybe Rahu Ketu are creating some shadowy stuff. So let me stay cautious. Let me step one step at a time, rather than leaping into situations. And as Rahu changes, and actually they're going towards a good energy, because Scorpio Taurus is exaltation sign of Rahu Ketu. So Scorpio Ketu will go over Gandanta, but then it is in Scorpio. So this is the overall good aspect that they are there. But because Shani is there, Shani is telling us, face up to your situations, pay your karma, pay your dues, take your time. Moksha, self-realization, ideal life only comes to those who are aware that they have to sort out their life. So don't think everything is going to be in a rush, because Ketu is with Saturn. And Rahu will want quick results, but Ketu, Saturn are telling you to take care, to take your time with situations. And this is the real issue with Ketu, Saturn also, because Ketu says, let go of everything. Saturn says, face up to everything. So you need to face up to situations, but at the same time, be conscious that things will work out if you are patient, if you take your time. Of course, as astrologers, we also need to know what dashas are there, what energies are there. So the dasha transits are another thing that we have to be aware of. It's not just the transit. So in the next section of this video, I'm going to talk about how it affects you individually. So we will discuss that. And then the eclipses, as I told you, 2019, 2nd of July, 16th, 17th of July are the two eclipses. Then we have 26th of December, the annular eclipse, and the lunar eclipse is on 10th of January. Then there are two lunar eclipses, 5th of June, 5th of July, and 21st of June 2020 is going to be a solar eclipse. So 21st of June, also a very key date, That eclipse is going to be at this summer solstice, Ardhara junction to Punar Vasu. Very important. Eclipses are not where Rahu Ketu are. Rahu Ketu can be within 11 to 18 degrees for the eclipses, depending on whether solar or lunar eclipse. But it's important to see these eclipses as transformative energies. And if they're hitting your planet, sun, moon, lagna, ascendant, then it can be more complex for you. And but overall, the 2020 is a bit easier because Saturn, Ketu are far away, and Ketu will conjoin with Jupiter in early 2020. And Jupiter conjunction is there. I just got it somewhere written here. One sec. On 6th of January 2020. But it's not like a tight conjunction. They're not. They'll conjoin, and Jupiter will move on. It'll come back towards Ketu, but it doesn't have that tight grip that Ketu has for 2019. So, as we are anticipating a new transit, firstly, I would say don't worry, don't get anxious. Don't have unrealistic expectations, whether it's on too much positive side or too much negative side. Take your time, allow the energy to settle down, see overall picture. Dasha, Bhukti, how your Lagna Lord is transiting, what are the remedies you're doing. So don't go either way. We all deal with tough transits every year, so that Saturn Ketu is important transit. And all of us, it's like a world transit. So everybody has to deal with some aspect of it. So in the second part of this recording, I'm going to talk about how each sign gets affected by the Rahu Ketu in Gemini and Sagittarius. And also, I'm going to continue talking about these as monthly news and different conjunctions. So you will be on top of it. And classes are beginning in March. So it's a good idea if you want to study. You can join my classes, a very in-depth study, advanced classes on Vimshottari Dasha. Plus, like my website, leave comments. I think I any new idea you want me to do. Now I'm more stable because I'm no longer traveling. So I appreciate all your feedback to me. Thank you very much.